It's your boy, Franchise YT, aka the Man of the Hour, and basically these next few videos on my YouTube channel that I'm gonna be uploading these next few days, I'm gonna be going over my predictions for the 2022-2023 NBA standings. One video is gonna be Western Conference, the other video will be Eastern Conference, and there will be a video on my prediction video on who will win the rewards. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Western Conference. At the 15th seed, I have the Utah Jazz. Now, this is a team that just traded away Donovan Mitchell to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they traded away Rudy Gobert to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So they're just in a complete rebuild. However, they did get in return the likes of Jared Vanderbilt, Larry Markkinen, Colin Sexton, Malik B, the rookie Walker Kessler, Ochai Agbaji, Taylor Horton Tucker, Stanley Johnson. Like, that's all like young talent, and I feel like the Jazz aren't done, so they might make trades after this video is uploaded. I don't know, but there's been reports saying that they're gonna try to trade away Mike Conley, Bojan Bogdanovic, Jordan Clarkson, and possibly Malik Beasley. But we don't know. All I know is that this team is in rebuild, and they're definitely not in the position to, make a leap forward right now, because right now they took a step back by trading away their two best players. So, upside of it, they got young talent. So I think that, that's a good way to start a rebuild. The 14th seed, I have San Antonio Spurs. At basically the beginning of free agency, they traded away DeJounte Murray to the Atlanta Hawks, and they basically don't really have a star player now. I mean, their best player is Keldon Johnson, which, he did all right. He did okay. I don't know the stats right now. I'm not going to pull up the stats. Actually, you know what? Yes, I am. Keldon Johnson this season averaged 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, almost a steal, shooting 46% from the field, and about 40% from the three, which isn't bad. So I think that, him being the best player on the team right now, he's gonna do great. I think he could put up potentially 20 a game, to be honest, next season. It's coming up season. You still have young talent though on this team, as you know. Keldon Johnson's only 21 years old. You have Devin Vassell, who is 20. You got the rookie Jeremy Sohan, who was just drafted to the Spurs this draft, 19-year-old. He's gonna fit into the Spurs culture. Quiet guy, pretty explosive. His shooting ability I don't know about, but he's a really good rebounder, and I think he could help on the defensive side for San Antonio. Also have young talent in Joshua, and you have the other rookies and Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley, which they did their thing in the summer league. So honestly though, like I said, same thing in the Jazz situation. They're in rebuild. 13th, I have the Houston Rockets. They have their rookie that they just drafted, Jabari Smith Jr. In the summer league, because I went to a summer league game, I feel like he shows softness. I feel like he was scared to go in the paint. I feel like he just was like that catch and shoot type of guy. The defensive side though, I love. He's gonna bring a defensive asset to Houston. So we'll see how that goes. I think he'll do good this season though. I think he'll put up like 14 and 8, 14 points, 8 rebounds, maybe 2 assists. But I feel like he's gonna be one of those Kevin Love type B or Davis Bertans. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the only 2 names that popped up. But yeah, Jabari Smith Jr. He's gonna be great for Houston these next few years. Also, you got Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., Jayshawn Tate, Alfred Şengün. You have Josh Christopher. You have veteran Eric Gordon. You got another rookie, Antari Eason. Plus, I think the downside to the Houston is they traded away their best player in Christian Wood, and they lost John Wall. 12th seed, I have the Thunder. Now, originally I had the Thunder at the 10th seed, but I had to put them down because Jet Holmgren, as you guys know, has suffered an injury, and he torn ligaments. I don't know how to pronounce the injury, but he's out for this season. We'll just go with that. Basically, he's out, and right now they don't have their center. He's not gonna develop this year, but I bet you next year he's gonna come back. Try to do his thing. Try to show the people that he's checked. Maybe put on a few pounds, because I think he's like 190, 7'1". So just put on a few pounds. But I'm not supposed to see, because they still have good players on their team like Shea and Josh Giddey, Lou Dort. That little trio right there. I feel like they're good, but they're not great. So I feel like they gotta play their game, develop even more. And like I said, same thing with Houston. Maybe next year they can contend a little bit. I have the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento is in a situation where they have good players, and they're at a point where I had them. They could make play-in, but if I had to choose between teams that are better than them, I don't want to spoil it, but overall, just the Kings just fell a little short. They do have a great team, right? I feel like they need one more piece if they really want to try to reach for playoffs, maybe even play-in. Let me rephrase that. They need one more piece to, try to reach play-in contention, maybe a playoff spot in the future. But looking at the team, you got Domantas Sabonis, you got De'Aaron Fox, you got the rookie Keegan Murray, who just shined. He was the MVP this summer league. So that's good for the Kings. They got good pickups in Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter. I just feel like they need one more piece. At the 10th seed, I have the Portland Trailblazers. Now Dame, he's coming back from that abdominal injury or whatever. I'm just gonna say injury. Dame's coming back from that injury that basically took him out mainly for most of the season last year. And basically Blazers were in tank mode. But they did have someone, exceed expectations and, did his thing out there, and Anthony Simons, who recently just signed a 4-year deal, $100 million with the Blazers, staying with them. Same thing with Nurkic, 4-year deal, $100 million, yada yada yada. But they did pick up some key pickups this year, and Jeremy Grant, Gary Payton, and the rookie Shaedon Sharpe. So maybe this year, because think about it, right? I put them in play, and this is what I think. I feel like they would lose the playing game to get into. Okay, I feel like the Blazers would lose the 9th and 10th seed game and not be able to exceed to that other chance to get into the playoffs to secure the 8th seed. At the 9th seed, I have LA Lakers. Westbrook's declining. LeBron's declining. LeBron's going into his 20th season. He's going to be 38 this year. AD is just injury prone. I feel like if AD wasn't injury prone last year, they probably would have made the playoffs. But I feel like AD is just going to be AD, have an injury, sit out, and all of that. But they did get some good pickups, which I will go over right now. They got Thomas Bryant. They got Patrick Beverly. They got Lonnie Walker. They got Troy Brown Jr., NBA champ Juan Toscano. And, yeah, that's about it. But, okay, if I missed any, I'm sorry. But, yeah, like I said, Lakers, I feel like I said, they would beat the Blazers in the 9th and 10th seed game, right? They would go on to face whoever loses the 7th and 8th seed game. And I feel like they wouldn't come to play. I feel like they don't have enough to be there. So my guess is I feel like Lakers either need to add another piece or just, go back into a rebuilding situation. Number 8, I have the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, New Orleans did a fantabulous job in the this year's playoffs, if I may just say. They took the number 1 seed, 64-18, Phoenix Suns to 6, and we weren't even expecting it at all. We thought that the Pelicans would just get swept. But think about it, this team had 36 wins. They started out 1-12, and they got 36 wins. They were the 10 seed. They beat the Spurs, and then they beat the Clippers, and then they made the playoffs. Now, this team could do better than I have them at. What I have them at. I mean, just look at this team. You traded for CJ last year. You have BI, Brandon Ingram. You have Jonas Valanciunas. You got an upcoming defender, Herbert Jones. You got Larry Nance. You got GTA 5. And you got the rookie Dyson Daniels. You have Jackson Hayes, Devontae Graham, Trey Murphy. Like all these guys just fit the system in New Orleans. And I know I didn't say one name, and that is why I'm saying this right now. Zion Williamson is returning next year. So think about it. Imagine what they could do last year to this year with Zion. 7 seed, I have the Denver Nuggets. The problem with the Denver Nuggets is that they don't have a solid bench. They don't have a solid bench to where, like, when these starters come out and the bench goes in, they're not going to be able to do much because, like I said, who's their bench? Like, if you look at the lineup right now, this would be their starting lineup. Jamal Murray, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Eric Gordon, Nicole, that's all I'm out. You got Nashawn Highland, or Bones Highland. You got Bruce Brown, Peyton Watson, Zeke. No, I'm not saying that. And you have DeAndre Jordan. Like, DeAndre Jordan's out of his prime. He's just DeAndre Jordan of old. Or not old. DeAndre Jordan of just bleh. That's the reason why I have the Nuggets at the 7th seed. I feel like if they had a bench, they would be top 5. The 6th seed Phoenix Suns, here is why. DeAndre Ayton had an offer sheet that he agreed to sign on with the Indiana Pacers. It was a 4-year deal with however much money, but the Suns decided to match that because they had no choice. Also because the Suns in the first place didn't want to offer DeAndre Ayton a max because they didn't think he was worth a max. They thought he was worth like a 4-year, 3-year deal. So they had no choice. But I feel like that they'll still do good, but in a way, DeAndre Ayton's going to play sluggish, and in a way, he's just going to be like, well, I don't want to play. I feel like I want to be Ben Simmons. So I feel like coach is going to be like, have enough, bench him, boom. Who's your center? No one. But they still have Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges, all their bench pieces that they had from 2021. So, honestly, maybe they'll do good. Maybe. Who knows? Like, they'll still be in playoffs, obviously. But they won't be as good because they won't have a DeAndre Ayton that wants to try and win. 5th seed, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota has a lot to, go for this year. The one thing that they needed to succeed was defense. And now look at it. They got the definition of defense. So now Rudy Gobert is just going to bring a defensive presence all over again. And they're going to do great because they already have their offensive pieces. They got Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards. They picked up Kyle Anderson. They have Jaden McDaniels. They have all these guys that they have. Like, they're gonna like do a lot this year. And maybe Anthony Edwards will come out of his shell a little bit more and he'll explode into a star. I'm talking like maybe he could put up like 23 or 24 a game this season. Like, he could do a lot this year. Like, I have high hopes. So 5th seed Timberwolves. The 4th seed I have the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks went to the Western Conference Finals, shocking the Phoenix Suns this past playoffs, just destroying them in Game 7. And they took the Suns out, and they went to the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors. They lost in 5. So this year they have a lot to gain. They lost They lost Jalen Brunson, Boban, but they did gain a center in Christian Wood, which is great because they basically got Kristaps Porzingis back. I know they traded him to the Wizards for Spencer Davis Bertans, but they did basically get Christian Wood back. And Christian Wood, he did a lot in Houston. He put up around like 18 a game, maybe 8 rebounds, a block. He's doing good. I think that he's gonna be a great asset to the Dallas Mavericks. Provide shooting, he could provide spacing on the floor. Just a great pickup for Dallas. And they also have Dinwiddie. They picked up JaVale McGee. They still have their shooters and Tim Hardaway, Reggie Bullock. Just shooting all around. And I feel like this year is the year that Luka Doncic will finally make a case for MVP. The third seed I have is the Golden State Warriors. Now, people will be like, Tyler, why don't you have the Golden State Warriors as the first seed? They just won the damn chip. Here's why. They lost a lot of key pieces to that championship run. They lost Gary Payton. They lost Otto Porter Jr., Juan Toscano Anderson. They lost Damian Lee. Those guys provided a lot on the bench. However, they did pick up guys like JaMychal Green and Dante DiVincenzo. They have James Wiseman back, which is a great thing because he basically didn't play last season, but they did get a ring. So, maybe this year they're gonna do even more. So, anyways, like I said, they have Steph, they have Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Jordan Poole, Jonathan I'm not gonna say that. Kevon Looney. They got Iggy, Wiseman, DiVincenzo, JaMychal Green. Like, all these guys that they have, they are good. They're veterans or they're good on the court. And like I said, maybe the Warriors will repeat. Who knows? I have no clue. But like I said, this is where I think they will fall. So third seed, Warriors. The second seed, I have the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, I feel like they're going to do the same thing, basically what they did last year. This year, they still have their key players. They lost DeAnthony Melton. That's literally about it. They did pick up some rookies, though. They got David Roddy and they got Jake LaRavia. Jake LaRavia helped them. But, yeah, basically they have the same team. I feel like they're going to do better. They're going to have more expectations for them to go even farther. Maybe push for a Western Conference Finals, maybe. First seed, I have the Los Angeles Clippers. Kawhi is coming back. Paul George is coming back. You picked up John Wall. Boom, big three. Bada ba bing ba. You know what I mean? They got Norman Powell, Marcus Morris. They got Ivica Zubac. They got Reggie Jackson, Nick Batum, Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, Robert Covington. All these can provide great scoring opportunity on the floor. And I feel like John Wall just fits the big three of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and himself perfectly. Because John Wall is explosive, Paul George is a scoring machine, and Kawhi is just a defensive presence that can do anything offensively as well. So, honestly, a prediction record, I feel like they can get like 55, potentially 60 wins. Potentially 60. But yeah, I feel like the Clippers, they have finals hopes, which I think they could go to the finals. I think they could. At the least, they lose in the second round. At the least. At the most, I think they go to the finals. Do I think they would win it all? Maybe. We just have to see. But like I said, this is just predictions. So, hope you guys enjoyed this little prediction video for the Western Conference. The next video will be an Eastern Conference video. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know y'all's predictions. Let me know who you think will win the championship. Just drop a comment down below. Leave a like if you're new. Subscribe if you're new. And And don't forget to tap that little bell on YouTube so you never miss any one of my uploads. I love you all, and as always, peace.